Plans for the women's soccer team victory parade are already in full swing. Tomorrow's thousands will cheer as the team travels up the Canyon of Heroes. Jessica Lappin is the president of the Alliance for Downtown New York and knows just how much planning goes into this big celebration and has all the scoop on tomorrow's big ticker tape parade. Jessica, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm very excited to be here.
So I want to know about the turnaround. You find out Sunday that these ladies are taking it home and that you have a parade to throw, a really big parade to throw in New York City in just a couple of days. Are you planning prior to that? How does that happen?
So I'm a soccer fan to begin with. My older son plays keeper, and we've been watching the women and watching them win. So last week we started to mobilize. The city started to think about logistics because, you don't know for sure, but we were hopeful, and this team really was just on fire.
Well, we think about how on fire they were in 2015 when we welcomed them up the streets of New York City. Compare what we saw then to what we're going to see tomorrow.
I think they're going to be bigger crowds tomorrow. There is such excitement. I mean, these women just inspired the nation, and I think because of the political moment we're in, because they have become icons for civil rights, and just because even in 4 years people love soccer so much more in the U.S., I think it's going to be quite a crowd.
Take me back to the first ticker tape. Where did that history start from in our city, and how has it progressed over the years?
Well, so the first ticker tape parade happened spontaneously in 1886. It was when the Statue of Liberty was unveiled, and people were marching down to the Battery to see the statue. And at that time, Broadway was really just brokerage houses, and people started throwing their ticker tape out, and a tradition was born, and over 200 parades have happened since.
And I love, too, when you walk through that area, you really see that the names are engraved in the sidewalks of all of the people that have been honored in such a way here in New York City.
So those granite Canyon of Hero markers are installed and maintained by the Downtown Alliance, and it is nice to have that history. We have on our website, by the way, a guide we did with the Museum of the City of New York.
Oh, I love that.
It gives you the history of each and every parade, good and bad.
So ticker tape, we're not really seeing that, though.
No ticker tape machines anymore. They've gone the way of the fax machine.
Right.
So we have recycled paper that is sort of like confetti that is donated by Atlas in Brooklyn, and we will be bagging and distributing it today.
How many tons?
About a ton.
About a ton. And what is the cleanup like? Our sanitation department is unbelievable. Even in New Year's celebrations, it's like you wake up the next morning and nothing happened.
They're pros. They've done this before, and there will be intense cleanup right after. I will say, for a few weeks, you're going to see it drifting down from building ledges and scaffolds. So, but the bulk of it will be cleaned up by tomorrow afternoon.
And it's starting at 9:30. What can we expect? Will there be parades or floats preceding the women, or what's it going to be like?
So the floats will really just be the women and the coaches. They're going to step off at 9:30, so people should get there maybe an hour early or so. Sunscreen, hats, water. It can be a hot one tomorrow, and be ready to cheer and to celebrate.
Why is it so important to see this female team celebrate it? From what I understand and looking through the list, this was the first female team back in 2015 to ever be involved in a ticker tape parade.
That's right. I mean, in the past, it's been New York sports teams. I will say in 1957, Althea Gibson got a parade for being the first African-American to win Wimbledon, but never a women's team like this. And I think it's just the right moment in time for us to celebrate some women power.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. We look forward to it. You have a busy day ahead of you tomorrow.
We do.
And beginning tomorrow morning at 9:30, the Canyon of Heroes parade route starts in Battery Park. It goes up along Broadway to City Hall. You can catch all of the action right here on CBSN New York. Thank you again so much for being here, but we have thousands of fans that are going to be saluting the champions at the ticker tape parade. It begins tomorrow morning at 9:30, as I was saying, so make sure that you join us here on CBSN New York on CBSNewYork.com.